Hello and welcome to the Quarantine Mysteries, a subset of the Quarantine Podcast. Last time you last time you guys saw me, I was being killed by my own son because I was the one who had made coronavirus. But instead of being a criminal, आज I would be fighting it as a detective. और मेरे साथ हैं
थैंक यू
हमारे co-host, ये भी उसमें थे.
अपना नाम भी मैं ही बताऊंगा ऐसे इंट्रोडक्शन का.
उस्मान नगरिया.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
In this series, we'll be going over some of the most mind-boggling, mind-puzzling cases जो कि I found on Wikipedia. Yeah, that history has to offer. कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप ऑडियंस को?
और मैं यहाँ पे कुछ भी कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करूँगा.
केस में चलते हैं भाई. On the 21st of February 1977, Teresita would follow her everyday routine. Born and raised in the Philippines, Teresita Basa moved to America after graduation, where she earned a master's in music from the Indiana University.
वाह भाई, मास्टर्स इन म्यूजिक. देख बोलना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन मतलब अगर मास्टर्स किसी चीज़ में करना है तो बंदा नहीं, अगर किसी को करना है, लेकिन म्यूजिक में मास्टर्स किया है.
तुम्हारी गिटार रखा था अभी यहाँ पे.
मुझे बजाने नहीं आता.
Despite her interest in music, she decided to work in the medical field and become a respiratory therapist at the Edgewater Hospital in Chicago. Teresita was a quiet and polite woman who was very dedicated to her job and highly regarded by the patients. Although she occasionally dated, yet she had never been married and seemed at peace with the life she lived. With such a character, it was hard to imagine an enemy, and hence, what happened on the night of the 21st was no less than a shock. But goes to show कि किसी को भी कुछ भी हो सकता है कभी भी. मतलब it does not matter.
अच्छा एक सेकंड, मेन कैरेक्टर ये टेरेसिटा बाजी है हमारी मेन कैरेक्टर.
आपको पता चलेगा. मगर मैं बस ये इस मेन मोरल ऑफ द स्टोरी
अभी से क्यों बता रहे हैं?
नहीं, ये मेन मोरल नहीं, सिर्फ इस पैराग्राफ का मोरल है कि किसी को भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. डज नॉट मैटर कि आप हाईलैक्स में बैठे हैं, आपके डाले में 5-6 गार्ड्स हैं. होना होगा तो हो जाएगा.
वेरी गुड पॉइंट. मॉडल आ गया हाथ में.
After a normal shift at the Edgewater Hospital, Teresita returned to her flat 15B in the apartment building at the 2740 North Pine Grove Avenue. Around 7:30 p.m., she received a call from her friend Ruth Loeb, and the two talked on the phone for about 20 minutes. Then, Teresita told Ruth that she had to get off the phone as she was expecting a quote, male visitor, end quote. Assuming the male visitor to be someone close, Ruth did not question the statement and hung up the phone.
मतलब तेरा कुछ तो गड़बड़ है.
अच्छा देखो,
मेल विजिटर रूथ बॉय या गर्ल जो
लड़की आंटी है,
उनको टेरेसिटा बाजी ने एक्सप्लिसिटली बोला था, आई हैव अ मेल विजिटर.
हाँ, होते ना, जो दोस्त में कहते हैं वो आ रही है, नहीं कहते. मैं नहीं कहता.
शरीफ लोग. हाँ, मैं नहीं पता. कमेंट्स में बताएं. होता है ऐसे.
Engagement. At 8:40 p.m., Merritt and Catherine Naz, a couple living down the hall from Teresita, thought that they smelled smoke but were unable to locate its source. Concerned, they called the building's janitor, who immediately called the Chicago Fire Department and started evacuating the residents. By the time firefighters rushed into the building, the hallway of Teresita's apartment was rapidly filling with smoke, which seemed to be coming from 15B, Teresita's apartment. On the floor under a mattress was Teresita, lifeless and naked, with the kitchen knife planted deeply in the center of her chest.
एक सेकंड. ये मैट्रेस की ये ऐसा मैट्रेस ऐसा होता है.
ये तुम फोर्थ वॉल बहुत गंदी तरह ब्रेक कर रहे हो.
अच्छा सॉरी.
It was concluded that this was a homicide, and whoever had killed Teresita had lit the fire in order to destroy any evidence of the crime. After killing the 47-year-old, the murderer had thrown a pile of clothing on top of her, lit the clothing on fire, then placed a mattress on top, and set it on fire as well. Initially, since Teresita appeared to have been nude when she was set on fire, the detectives believed a case of rape. However, to everyone's surprise, the autopsy showed otherwise, with no signs of sexual assault. Then, the detectives concluded that it was a robbery, as it was clear that the apartment had been ransacked and that a struggle had taken place. However, they were unable to determine if anything was missing or not, since, as mentioned before, Terry Sitter was a lone wolf, so no one was exactly sure as to what items he possessed in the first place. Other than guesswork, no real conclusion could have been made, but the detectives did find what appeared to be a, quote, note to self, end quote, written by Terry Sitter, where she reminded herself to, quote, get theater tickets for AS, end quote.
AS.
AS, initials.
Abdul Shafiq. Case solved. My work is done.
With little to no clues to work on, and with very few tips, no solid leads were made, and the case went cold. With that in mind, let's get into theories as to what happened.
अच्छा अभी हम रिकैप करते हैं.
साइक थोड़ा सा साइक केस सॉल्व है तो कोई थ्योरी है नहीं. सही है. इट्स अ सॉल्व्ड केस, मगर वो बंदा पकड़ा कैसे गया इज अ मिस्ट्री ऑफ इट्स ओन. वो अलग क्वेश्चन है. डैश फीड सॉल्व्ड.
नहीं सीरीज भाई.
अबे नहीं अनसॉल्व्ड यहीं पे रहे.
नाउ थ्योरी टाइम. मेरे ख्याल से वो अब्दुल शफीक है. एएस
थ्योरी है.
अच्छा
अब चलते हैं आफ्टरमैथ ऑफ द सिचुएशन. 5 months later, Detective Joe Statula arrived at work one morning to find a note telling him that a lead had been received. The lead came from Jose Shua, a doctor who lived in Skokie, a suburb of Chicago. Detective Joe and Detective Lee met the doctor at his home and received information in the most bizarre way possible. On meeting, it could clearly be seen that Dr. Jose was embarrassed and even asked the detectives if they believed in the supernatural.
ओ भाई!
समझ रहे हो बात? समझ आई बात?
हाँ, bizarre.
अबे कोई चीखने की आवाज आई? मजाक के अलावा मैंने अभी चीखने
अबे एको है, इधर एको है.
तुमने मेरी फाड़ी.
हाँ आगे.
ये कौन है? नहीं आवाज. नहीं मजाक. चुप कर. थी आवाज. अच्छा.
बंदा काट है भाई.
अच्छा. तुम्हारे अम्मी अबू क्यों नहीं है? After hesitation and with no other leads to follow, the detectives were forced to listen to the story. Dr. Jose told the detectives that his wife, Remy, had been possessed by the spirit of the late Teresa Basa.
क्या मजाक है ये? कुछ भी चल रहा है मतलब. भूत आ गए.
Remy was also from the Philippines and had started having strange dreams involving Teresita. Remy attempted to ignore them, but one day, while she was fast asleep, she had gone into a quote-unquote trance-like state and started speaking to her husband in a voice that was, quote, not her own, end quote. This voice told him that she was the spirit of Teresita Basa and needed help. She claimed that the man who murdered her was Alan Showery, and she needed Dr. Jose to go to the police with this information. She insisted that Alan arrived at the apartment to fix a TV, but instead killed her. After another plea, the voice faded away. And once Remy woke up, she had no idea of what just happened. Dr. Jose, not sure of what happened either, did not inform the police. एक और चीज़ जो मैंने एनिमेशन में नहीं डाली है वो है कि रेमी वर्कड एट द सेम हॉस्पिटल एज टेरिसिटा एजवाटर.
भाई देखो वो जो रेमी थी वो सेम हॉस्पिटल में काम करती थी. क्या पता वो टेरिसिटा दोस्त हों, एसोसिएट्स हों. सही है. और वो डीपली इमोशनली इफेक्ट हुए उस बात से. फिर उसके बाद उसने न्यूज़ पढ़ी हो, उसके ख्वाब में आ रही हो बात. सिंपल बात.
तो बंदे का नाम कैसे आया उसे?
हाँ तो क्या किसी का भी नाम ले लिया उसने. उस कोई भी टीवी रिपेयर 1977 में वो किताबें होती थी ना जिसमें
अब रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक ये नहीं पता है कि जो नोट था कि गेट थिएटर टिकट्स फॉर वो पब्लिक नॉलेज थी या नहीं थी. अगर वो पब्लिक नॉलेज नहीं थी तो ये कंफर्म केस है कि ये भूत है.
नहीं क्या मतलब टिकट्स
अगर वो AS का तुम्हें नहीं पता था और तुमने आउट ऑफ द ब्लू एक ऐसे बंदे का नाम बोला जिसका इनिशियल AS है तो तुम ऐसे कैसे पता है? अच्छा सोचो अभी मैं कौन सा नाम सोच रहा हूँ.
अब्दुल शफीक.
नहीं अयान अहमद.
सेम था, देखो 50% इनिशियल सही था.
सही बात है. Oh shit, हाँ.
Even though the initials of Alan Chowdhury, AS, were found on the note in Teresa's apartment, it did not explain why she would buy quote-unquote theater tickets for him, especially if he was coming to fix the television. A secret lover or a made-up story. The detectives were not convinced and asked permission to leave. However, Dr. Jose asked them to hear the full story, and the detectives gave him a last chance. Dr. Jose continued that the following week the same thing happened. Once again, Remy was asleep when she suddenly started talking to Jose in the same voice as before. However, in a much angrier tone. The voice now demanded to know as to why Jose had not informed the police yet, to which Jose told the voice that he was a doctor and needed logical and physical proof of what the voice said, or else he would not go to the police. Annoyed, the voice told Jose that she could indeed give proof. She said that Ellen had stolen jewelry from her apartment, several unique pieces that her father had purchased in France and given to her mother. After stealing the jewelry, Ellen had given it to his girlfriend. The voice even gave names and phone numbers of 4 people who would be able to identify the jewelry. The names were Ron Samara, Ken Basa, Richard Pesotti, and Ray Kings. Still unsure as to what was going on, Dr. Jose finally decided to contact the police. After the conversation had ended, the detectives ran background checks and, to their surprise, found an Alan Chowdhury, a 32-year-old African American man who lived at the 630 W. Schubert Avenue with his girlfriend Yanka Kamluk. 63 W. Schubert Avenue being just 4 streets away from the 2740 North Pine Grove Avenue, the residence of the late Teresa Basa.
अमेरिकन पुलिस वाले थे ना, उन्होंने काला बंदा देखा, उन्होंने बोला यही होगा.
वही मैं सबसे पहले मैंने यही सोचा था, मगर फिर मुझे याद आया ये दोनों फिलीपींस के हैं जिन्होंने नाम लिया इसका. एलन चावरी का नाम इसने लिया ना, रेमी वाज आल्सो फ्रॉम द फिलीपींस. हम भी होते हैं रेसिस्ट वैसे आपस की बात है.
रेसिस्ट तो नहीं, वो सबकॉन्शियसली प्रेजुडिस्ड वुड बी अ बेटर टर्म.
ज़्यादा इंग्लिश होगी मुझे इसका मतलब नहीं पता.
मतलब हम चाहते नहीं है, मतलब अनकॉन्शियसली हम
जो बोलते हैं वो होता नहीं है, जो होता है वो बोलते हैं.
हाँ.
Furthermore, Alan worked at the same Edgewater Hospital as Teresa, and interviews with the co-workers confirmed that Alan was indeed going to Teresa's house that night in order to fix her television.
मगर अब मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, इन कोवर्कर्स ने सोचो तुम्हारा खून हुआ है, पुलिस मेरे पास आई, आपको पता है किसने मारा है? मैंने कहा नहीं मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन मुझे पता है कि अब्दुल्ला यासीन उस्मान के घर गया था आजाद. अगर ये मैंने चीज़ बताई है तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन ने फॉलो अप क्यों नहीं किया? और अगर ये मैंने चीज़ नहीं बताई है तो ये मेरी गलती है कि जिस दिन खून है उस दिन ये एक बंदा उसके घर गया. तो 5 महीने क्या कर रहे थे तुम लोग?
अच्छा 5 महीने के बाद बताई नहीं?
ये आफ्टर मैथ है, 5 महीने के बाद ये लीड आई है.
वाह भाई.
The detectives visited Alan at his residence and asked him to voluntarily come to the police station because they thought he could help in the investigation. Alan agreed and Yanka stayed at the apartment. While at the station, Alan was caught in a number of lies and soon confessed that he indeed went to Teresa's apartment that night to fix her television. However, she had called him to cancel, so he went home to fix an electrical problem in his own apartment. The detectives paused the interview and returned to Alan's apartment, where they spoke to the girlfriend, who told them that she was unaware of any electrical problems in the apartment. She also noted that Alan would not have any idea how to fix an electric issue anyway. The detectives asked Yanka if Alan had given her any jewelry recently, to which her response was to look no further than at her neck and finger. She was wearing the gifted pendant and the pearl cocktail ring. The 4 people named by the spirit of Teresa were called out to the police station to confirm its identity. To everyone's shock, they identified the jewelry as being Teresa's. Up till now, everything that the spirit of Teresa had spoken appeared to be true.
Ghost है. Ghost है?
नहीं. क्या बता? रेमी को ये बात पहले से पता हो और वो अपने आप को इनक्रिमिनेट नहीं करना चाह रही हो, तो उसने ये क्रिएटिव प्लॉट था उसका पूरा, उसने ये स्कीम पूरी सेट की।
तो यानी डॉक्टर होजे भी मिला हुआ है उसका हस्बैंड, या रेमी इतनी अच्छी एक्टर है
उसका हस्बैंड क्या पता मिला हुआ
यार,
तो क्या
पता
पता
नहीं
वो
यार,
full-
मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा है। मुझे मैं सच में बिलीव करना चाह रहा हूँ कि टेरिसिडा इतनी तंग आ गई थी कि पुलिस वाले अपना काम नहीं कर सकते। हाँ, कुछ नहीं कहा भाई, अब आना ही है तो दोस्त में आ जाती हूँ, इससे वैसे भी हाल चाल पूछ लूँ।
When confronted with this information, Alan confessed and told what had happened at the night of the 21st. Teresita had called Alan to fix her television, hence she expected a quote-unquote male visitor. Alan had decided to rob Teresita because he needed the rent money. She opened the door willingly and had bought the theater tickets in order to thank him. As soon as she turned around, Alan attacked. He then stripped off her clothes to make it look like it had been sexual assault and then stabbed her once in the chest. Despite his intention of a robbery, Alan only found $30 and hence stole jewelry to make it worthwhile. He then started a fire to cover up his tracks.
अच्छा, ज्वेलरी भी चुराई रेंट के लिए, अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड को पहना दी।
अबे पागल है यार ये।
कैसा आदमी है।
मतलब वो वहां पे रॉब करने गया लेकिन उसके पास थे ही $30।
वो खुद
तो उसने कहा भाई ये क्या मजाक
टीवी
है।
उठा के ले जाता।
अच्छा, अब ये है आफ्टरमैथ ऑफ द आफ्टरमैथ।
अच्छा,
एंडिंग है।
On 21st of January 1979, Alan was arrested and charged. However, on the 20th of February, the jury was deadlocked and a mistrial was declared. Alan was on the verge of becoming a free man. But something happened on the 2-year anniversary of Teresita's death, when on the 22nd, Alan appeared with his attorney in front of the court and, against his attorney's advice, pled guilty to the crime of Teresita's murder. Some speculate that Alan was visited by the spirit of Teresita, while some say that this was just an act of a guilty conscience. Alan, who was minutes away from being a free man, was now sentenced to 14 years in the Stateville Penitentiary. It is believed that Alan is still alive and could be last traced back to the New York City. Even though the case had been solved, the question as to how Remy knew about all the details is still a big mystery. Whether Teresita's spirit did talk to Dr. Jose, or whether Remy had her own speculations but did not want any first-hand involvement in the case, the question remains unsolved.